What's up, YouTube? Timus here. Now, here's my opening slash streaming segment where I talk about the films that are coming out this week, whether it be a theater, streaming, etc. Alright, the films that are set for release this week, we of course got the big one, and that is The Little Mermaid. Now, of course, this is a live action retelling of the classic Disney tale of the same name. And of course, if you guys don't know much about it, you got, of course, the youngest of King Triton's daughter, Ariel, is a beautiful, spirited young mermaid with a thirst for adventure and of course she goes out. She is longing to find out more about the world beyond the sea, so she visits the surface and falls for like a dashing person named Eric here. And of course, you have Halle Bailey's in this, who plays Eric. You of course have Javier Bardem as King Triton. Melissa McCarthy's also in this. I am really looking forward to check out this movie. It looks terrific. I love the underwater scenes. Looks beautiful to watch. I know there are some people who are, of course, hanging for the wrong reasons. But I'm hoping this is good nonetheless because it does look like a terrific film. So hopefully we'll see what goes on here. And of course, the original Little Mermaid is a really good one too. So hopefully this one will be as good. All right. Also, out this week, we got this new film about my father. And the reviews for this, by the way, not all that, from what I heard, not all that great. Oh, no. Something. Yeah, it has a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes. Ooh. Now, it does star Sebastian Maniscalco, who I think is a hilarious comic. And you also have Robert De Niro, Leslie Bibb, Kim Cattrall, and in it, about my father, encouraged by his fiance, a man and his father spend the weekend with her wealthy and exceedingly eccentric family. The gathering soon develops into a cultural clash, allowing father and son to discover the true meaning of family. And I mean, the trailers for this had looked pretty decent, but yeah, the reviews hasn't been all that kind. But maybe it'll be good. Who knows? But hey, I love Robert De Niro. I like Sebastian Maniscalco. Leslie Bibb is really great. Kim Cattrall's in this, so I'll give it a go anyway. All right. Also out, we got the new film, The Machine. Now, this does star famed comic Bart Kreischer, and in it, the past comes to haunt Bart when a murderous mobster tries to kidnap him to alone for his crimes, with the help from his eccentric father, played by Mark Hamill. Bert must retrace the steps of his younger self as a sociopathic crime family goes to war. And the trailers for this looks really fun. Like Bert Kreischer is a really hilarious guy. I mean, really cool that we got not one but two movies out this year with two famous comedians in it. So that's really cool. Mark Hamill, I think, is always terrific. You got some other cast members in this as well, so hopefully it could be really interesting. All right. Also out, I know I'm mispronouncing this badly, so my bad. We got the new film called Kandahar. An undercover CIA operative gets stuck in hostile territory in Afghanistan after his mission is exposed. Accompanied by his translator, he must fight enemy comrades as he tries to reach an extraction point in Kandahar. And of course, this does star Gerard Butler, directed by Rick Roman. Why he directed Butler in Greenland. And the trailers, I did not really care much for the trailers. I mean, it does not look all that interesting to me. I love Gerard Butler, but not everything he appears and tries to go. But maybe this could be good. Who knows? But we'll see. All right. Also out, we got You Hurt My Feelings, directed by Enough Said director Nicole Halfenser. A novice's long-standing marriage is suddenly upended when she overhears her husband give his honest reaction to her latest book. Now, it does star Julia Louis-Dreyfus along with Tobias Menzies, Amber Tamlyn, and many others. And I don't know, it could be interesting to see I love Julie Louis-Dreyfus, Nicole Heft, Hollow Fence. I think is a terrific director. So, okay, and the trailers have looked really cute, charming. So hopefully it could be interesting to check out. All right, now on Max, which of course just rebranded its name officially this past week. Um, Now on Max, we got the Mary Tyler Moore documentary called "Being Mary Tyler Moore," chronicling the vanguard career of Mary Tyler Moore, weaving her personal narratives with the beats of her professional accomplishments, accomplishments highlighting her groundbreaking roles and the impact she had on generation of women who came after her. And obviously, Mary Tyler Moore was way ahead of my time. But I have watched Mary Tyler Moore clips and stuff, and she obviously was a living legend. Of course, she was nominated for an Oscar for Ordinary People. She, of course, had a terrific show, which was the Mary Tyler Moore Show. So it just seeing them at finally doing a documentary about her, and I think this looks interesting. Check it out. So I'm definitely intrigued. Check this one out when I get a chance here. All right. Also out on Disney Plus and in theaters, we got Wildlife, which is from the same people who gave us Free Solo, where Chris and Doug Tompkins chronicles the fight to preserve one of the last truly wild places on Earth. And the preview for this looks interesting. I mean, it looks really touching. Um, I like a good wildlife documentary feature. So, and it's also premiering on Nat Geo as well. So, could be interesting to see. All right. Also out on Netflix, we got another documentary called Victim slash Suspect. Investigative journalist Ray D. Leon uncovers and examines the pattern of young women being ignored by authorities after being sexually assaulted. And I saw the preview for this. I kind of want to check this one out. It looks really intense, but I really want it's really crazy how they always try to make the victims look like suspects, which I think is really flat out terrible. But I'm intrigued to check this one out. It looks really intriguing. Looks very intense. So hopefully it could be an interesting docu to watch. All right. And we also got some horror stuff coming out this week. For one, we also got something called Blood and Gold, which is not horror, but it's coming to Netflix about a at the bitter end of World War II, a German desert and a young woman are drawn into bloody battle with a group of Nazi hunting for hidden gold. Not interested in that, to be honest. It could be interesting, but maybe it could be even better versions of Zissou. I don't know. All right. Also about this week, we got on Shudder, we got Influencer. Influencer tells the story of Madison, played by Emily Tennant, a popular social media influencer who is having a lonely and uneventful trip in Thailand. Despite what she feels her followers on Instagram, while reflecting on her boyfriend canceling on the trip, she meets CW, played by Cassandra Nunn, a fearless and hegemonic traveler who offers to some of the most Instagram-worthy locations. Together, they share authentic meals and drinks with locals, discussing the differences between Madison's online presence and CW's lack of one. And the trailer for this still look really creepy. I mean, it could be terrible. Like Shutter, I like Shutter, but not all their movies turn out to be gold. So this could be one of those terrible ones. But it looks like it could be interesting to check out. All right. Also out, we got one I'm more excited for. Like, I'm probably more excited for this than The Little Mermaid and the other films, believe me. That's on this list. And that is The Wrath of Becky. Now, The Wrath of Becky is a follow to 2020's Becky, which of course had Kevin James in it, Lulu Wilson. I love Becky. I had a fun time with that film. I mean, granted, I mostly watched it because there was not really much to watch at the time, and yeah, theaters was closed and everything. So I decided to just pop in but I had a blast with it. If you guys don't know much about the sequel, 2 years after she escaped a violent attack on her own family, 16-year-old Becky attempts to rebuild her life in the care of an older woman, a kindred spirit named Elena. However, when a violent group known as the Noblemen break into their home, attack them, and take their beloved dog, Becky must return to her ways to protect herself and her loved ones. Now, this time around, you have Sean William Scott playing the villain here, who I love Sean William Scott, whether you talk about, America Pie, whether you talk about, Dude, Where's My Car, Lethal Weapon. Sean William Scott's always great. So, seeing him play a bad guy here, that should be interesting to see. So, sign me up with this one. All right. Now, also out this week, we got a Friends movie called The Hole in the Fence, uh, where the politics of privilege are dissected, in the fate of that exposes the fault lines and schemes of contemporary Mexican society. That could be interesting. Don't really know too much about, but all right. Also, we got something called Mob King. Mike White, a lifelong loyal confidant of the notorious Sasso crime family of South Florida, is about to be released from prison. When he returns home, he quickly realizes that life back on the outside isn't turning out the way he hoped or planned. Now, I just saw the preview for that, and this looks terrible. I love a good mafia film. I mean, whether it's something from Martin Scorsese, like I was in Goodfellas, Casino, The Godfather's a classic, but yeah, this looks plain terrible. I mean, it does not look all that great. I mean, it doesn't know what it wants to be. Like, is it supposed to be a comedy? Is it not a comedy? I don't know, but yeah, the trailer did not do anything for me. Anyway, we also got some foreign films coming out this week. We got We Might As Well Be Dead, where security officer Anna lives with her 16-year-old daughter in a remote high rise on the edge of the forest. The building provides its occupants a safe haven until the caretaker's dog disappears, and irracial fear spreads. So another film about someone's dog gang disappearing. So interesting, I guess. All right, we also got something called Days of Daisy, where Daisy, a 39-year-old, a good-natured librarian, desperately wants to have a baby. So she meets Jack, who's this creative man in of her dreams, and the only way she find out he does not want to have children. So that actually, I saw the preview for that. That does look pretty terrible. I mean, not really all that interest in there. And we also got something called Close to Vermeer, which follows Gregory Weber, a globally renowned Vermeer expert and flamboyant curator at the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam. So that could be interesting, I guess. We also got a documentary called White's Boys on Wars, where filmmaker Sarah Voss follows Rain Wills, director of the museum in Amsterdam, as he oh, never mind, I already read that part. My bad. I was anyway. Now, of course, on the TV side here, we got Prehistoric Planet Season 2. Of course, the dinosaur docu series. That's narrated by David Attenborough. I always keep wanting to call him Richard Attenborough, but it's David Attenborough. That could be interesting. I actually quite like the first season, so it could be interesting to check out the second one. We also got How I Met Your Father returning for season 2. That's of course coming to Hulu. We got Gremlins: Rise of the Maguire, which is now on Max. The series will focus on how 10-year-old Sam Wing met the young Magua, called Gizmo, along with a teenage street thief named Ella. Sam and Gizmo takes a perilous journey through the Chinese countryside, encountering and sometimes battling colorful monsters and spirits from the Chinese folklore. On their quest to return Gizmo to his family and uncover a legendary treasure, they are pursued by a power-hungry industrialist and his growing army of evil gremlins. Now, the voice talent includes Isaac Wang, Ming Na Wen, B.D. Wong, James Hong, Matthew Reeves, and original Gremlins star Zach Galligan. I have not really watched Secret of the Mogwai yet, but I love the original Gremlins, and I really want to check this out. So hopefully I'll get a chance to sometime soon, but we'll see. All right. Also out on Disney Plus, we got American Born Chinese, where Jane Wang, a high schooler struggling with his school and home life, meets Wai Chen, the new Taiwanese exchange student at his school. However, a sequence of events lead him to become involved in a battle between gods of Chinese mythology. Now, this does talk majority actors from Everything Everywhere at Once. Like you got Michelle Yeoh, Ki Hu Kwan, Stephanie Su, and the previews for this have looked really interesting. Now, it actually just premiered on this Plus, like literally today. Literally today, which interesting there. So I'm interested to check this one out. Haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but it's definitely on the back burner. So hopefully I get a chance to watch that. All right. We also got on Apple. We got Plantonic, which is from Neighbors director Nick Stoller and stars Seth Rogen, Rose Byrne, Luke McFarlane, Guy Burnham, Carla Gallo, and platonic former best friends approaching midlife reconnect after a long rift. The duo's friendship becomes more consuming and desmoralizing their lives. And the trailer for this looks pretty funny. I mean, you got Seth Rogen, who's always great, reunite with Rose Burns, who I like. So I'm intrigued to check this one out when it premieres. All right. Also on this Plus, we got The Clearing, which is a new horror thriller which stars Teresa Palmer, Guy Pearce, and Miranda Otto. A woman is forced to face the demons of her past in order to prevent a cult kidnapping children. Now, this of course has Teresa Palmer, who I've always enjoyed. Guy Pearce is always great. So the previews for this have looked really creepy, so could be interesting to check out there. All right. We got something I'm not interested in, and that is, of course, the Kardashians season 3 comes to Hulu. If you're into the Kardashians, good news, they're returning for season 3, but I could give you squats about this, so yeah. All right. We also got Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers season 2 coming to Disney Plus, which I have not really seen. Only thing Chip 'n Dale related I want to see is Chip 'n Dale is another Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, the film version, because that movie is terrific, and I'm hoping they do another one. On Netflix, they of course have a food bar, which I'm really excited for, where Luke and his daughter Emma have lied to each other for years, neither of them knowing that the other is a CIA operative. Once they both learn the truth, they realize they don't actually know anything about each other. It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger along with Monica Barbaro from Top Gun Maverick fame, Gabriel Luna, Jay Baruchel, Aparna Bell, Andy Buckley, Travis Van Winkle, Adam Pally, Devin Bossack, and many others. I mean, definitely having a bit of a True Lies feel here. It looks fun, looks entertaining. I'm excited to check this one out because who does not love Arnold? So hopefully this will be good. Last but not least on Max, we also got a documentary called 100 Years of Warner Brothers, where narrator Morgan Freeman will guide viewers through 100 years of Warner Brothers, offering clips from past TV shows and films, along with takes from the directors, actors, and executives who created the magic and commentary from journalists and historian who watched or untold. Now, the four specials trace the history from the studio's humble founding in the early 1920s through its growing into today's multinational entertainment giant. The first two segments will bow to the festival at Cannes this week. So, yeah, I mean, this is definitely a docu-series I really want to check out. I mean, I really love watching like stories about like about old Hollywood and stuff like that. And Warner Bros. Has been around. Crazy to believe that this is 100 years of Warner Brothers. So I cannot wait to check this one out. I mean, it looks terrific. You got Morgan Freeman narrating it. You even got folks like Keanu Reeves talking about, and loads of other people here. So I cannot wait to check this one out when it premieres. Oh, it did premiere, but can't wait to check out when I get a chance to watch that. But that's pretty much it. Let me lead you guys. Which of these films and shows are you interested in? Are you interested in The Little Mermaid, The Machine, The Wrath of Becky? Are you even interested in The Kardashians? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Henry Zion.